All right, gang. Another one from 2019, and another one that I have literally never thought through before and never worked out answers until right now. So here we go. We'll do this together. But actually, as always, you should have tried this one on your own already. But let's see. Here we go. First time ever I'm looking at this one. Jerry sells a particular type of coin online. Okay. The amount he charges his customers for the coins includes shipping. As it should. Jerry uses the equation shown below to determine the total amount in dollars he will charge for X coins. Okay. X is the number of coins. That's always very, very, very important to take note of what the variables are representing. And the keystones in these keystone questions, they'll usually tell you. You know what I mean? If they wanted you to use C instead of X for the number of coins, they would have told you that, and then obviously they would have used it. Or a different variable instead of y, but they are telling you what variables to use and what they represent. So x is the number of coins, y is the number of dollars, and so Jerry, so this is total dollars, and then x is how many coins. Jerry includes shipping. Okay. So question A. And again, they literally give you the equation, which is a very good news to actually have the equation for free. So the first question here, how much does Jerry charge a customer for 10 coins? So remember, coins, the number of coins refers to the x variable. So they are basically telling you here that x equals 10. How much does Jerry charge? They want to know what the y variable equals. Like y equals what? And then they go on to tell you that x equals 10. Well, we have an equation. Let's use it. Plus, idiot. I might as well just can't forget to actually plug in 10 for x. So we get the numbers right here, 32.95 times 10 times x plus 12.95. Now, again, you don't want to be a hero here, a mental math hero. I'm just going to go ahead and 32.95 times 10 plus 12.95. That should be, according to my calculator, 342.45. 342.45. And so that is going to be my final answer. All I had to do was plug in 10 for x. Part B. Explain what the number 32.95 means in the context of the problem. So 32.95 was the value that was being multiplied by x. So in this equation that tells the whole story here, 32.95, that is the number, that is the value getting multiplied by x, and x is the number of coins. So again, you could basically read this equation as saying the total amount of dollars will equal 32.95 times the number of coins plus 12.95. So 32.95, the value that would be multiplied to the number of coins, wouldn't that be the price per coin? Wouldn't that be the obvious thing you would multiply by the number of coins? Would be the price for each one. So how should I say this? It is the price. It is the amount Jerry charges. The amount he charges. Okay, it is the amount Jerry charges per coin. Or I assume you could just say something as simple as like, it's the price for each coin, or per coin. But that's the answer to part B. And I don't know if they're going to get into this. Again, I've literally never done this problem before, even read this problem before, this whole constructed response. But what's the 12.95? If the 32.95 is the price per coin, how could you explain what the 12.95 would be, or what would it represent in the context of the problem? Wouldn't that be like, the one-time like add-on, wouldn't that be the shipping? Because it literally said up here that the overall charge includes shipping. Well, the 12.95, that must be the shipping. Let's see if they ask about that. When we turn the page, basically, and we look at part C and part D, okay? Zach and Dave each bought some coins from Jerry online. Dave bought 5 more coins than Zach bought. Explain why it is not necessary to know how many coins to determine how much more Dave... Oh my God. How much more? What the heck? I don't like this question. I mean, obviously I understand it, and I explain why it is not. What kind of answer are they looking for here? I don't like this question, but I mean the answer is basically like, because they're not asking like the total amounts. They're not asking for like the final total amounts. All they want to know is how much more Dave paid than Zach did. You know what I mean? Explain why it is not necessary to know how much. I don't, man. What are you supposed to say here? Just like, explain why it is not necessary to know how many coins, how much more. I don't know. Again, it's almost like I want to write a first draft and stuff, but, first of all, we know exactly how much Jerry, I think was the guy's name, Jerry charges for each coin. And you could also say like the shipping cost doesn't change depending on how many coins Dave buys compared to how many coins Zach buys. Explain why it is not necessary to know how many coins Zach bought to determine to figure out Dave and Zach's, how are we spelling Zach here, with a K? To figure out Dave and Zach's total charges, we would need to know how many coins they each bought. Explain what is known as how many coins. But to simply figure out how much more Dave spent than Zach, all we need to know is how many more coins Dave bought, which we know is 5. Or 5 more. I don't know. I don't like this question. I mean, what are you supposed to say? Explain it? First of all, we know exactly how much Jerry charges for each coin. To figure out Dave and Zach's total charges, we would need to know how many coins they each bought. But to simply figure out how much more Dave spent than Zach, all we need to know is how many more coins Dave bought. Again, the only thing I can think to include is like a comment where it's like the shipping. God, I'm making like typo errors after typo error. The shipping cost stays constant. Or like I said earlier, the amount that's tacked on for shipping doesn't change according to how many coins. So I don't know. Like, what else is there to say? If you can think of a better way or even a simpler way to say this, then let me know. But I'm not a fan of questions like this. Part D, Jerry has a sale on his website. Jerry has a sale on his website. During the sale, Carrie bought twice as many coins as Lou bought. Carrie's total cost is twice Lou's total cost. Interesting. Explain how you know that Jerry charged $0 for shipping. Oh my God! Once again, I'm just not liking this question, and how, like, especially that they want you to like explain something, which is not really worth explaining in a way. Jerry has a sale on his website. During the sale, Carrie bought twice as many coins as Lou bought. Carrie's total cost is twice Lou's total cost. I don't know. I'm not going to overanalyze this. I don't think it's worth it. I think I'm just going to kind of repeat like up here. Wait a minute. See, again, I want to show this like in equations and stuff, like I want to, but since the shipping cost stays constant or stays the same, the only way that Carrie buying twice as many coins would result in spending twice as much overall would be if shipping was $0. See, it's like, how do you even explain this in words? In other words, carry buying twice as many coins would result in spending twice as much already just on the coins. And then for that to be like the final thing, shipping would have to be 0. I mean, am I... yeah, I'm not, again, for these answers, you might want to check the official PDF, and I might do that myself after I complete this, video, to see like exactly what kind of explanation they put like in the official rubric, from like this document, this file, this PDF file that they release, on the website. But explain how you know that Jerry see, again, like, what do you even say? You can go on and on and on in like these almost like meaningless words. Since the shipping cost stays, I mean, that might, I feel like that's probably important to kind of mention, that the shipping, adds on to that. The only way that carry buying twice as many coins would result in spending twice as much overall. In other words, carry buying twice as many coins would result in spending twice as much already just on the coins. And then, see, again, I'm just getting like long-winded here. And then if you tack on the same amount to both, Carrie's amount would no longer be exactly double, was it Dave? Who is this? Lou? Double Lou's overall amount. Again, something like that. But again, you might want to check the PDF file or ask me about this in class, and we can look at the PDF file. 2 questions I just was not immediately a fan of here, but I guess that's it for now.